video on this look. When I started, I had no idea that this was going to be the end result. I didn't plan this video at all, but I just wanted to sit down and do my makeup and just chill and see what would happen. And this is what happened. I finally played around with some cool tones, and that never happens. I don't really know how I feel about it. It's not usual for me at all. I absolutely love my warm tones, but it looks kind of cool. I don't mind it. So yeah, if you want to know how I did this look, just keep on watching. First, I just have to kind of apologize for these braids because it's my first real attempt. I have a really bad hair day, okay? So I wanted to just try to braid it because I have been wanting to be able to do these kind of braids like forever. So finally I kind of did them. Not so very pretty, but I did them. I'm first going to prime, so I'm going to use my Professional by Benefit to smooth out the texture of my skin right now because I have some breakouts and everything like that. So I just want them to be not as visible underneath the foundation. Then I'm going to go straight on to foundation, and the foundation I'm using today is my new foundation, and this is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer. I have tried it now twice and I really like it so far. It has amazing coverage and it's not drying, which I find amazing. So the kind of cool thing about this is that it has this huge doe foot applicator, and for some people this might be unsanitary, but I am clean, you know, my face is clean, I have clean hands and everything, so, and I'm the only one using the foundation. So I'm going to go straight down to my face with this. I'm going to spread that around kind of everywhere. That might be a little bit too much actually because this has amazing coverage, just like amazing. And I have only tried to use this with a beauty blender, so I'm going to try to use this with a brush today. I'm actually going to try to use this with the buffing brush by Real Techniques because I haven't used this brush in forever. I'm just going to spray my brush with some Fix Plus first, and then I'm going to buff it in. Wow, this really blends in fast with the brush. I just love the coverage and the finish of this. I think it's so amazing because it's not like too matte. It's like an in-between of dewy and matte. And it blended in surprisingly fast with a brush. This is actually a concealer too. Like it says, foundation plus concealer. So it says that you can spot conceal with this too if you want. So I'm going to just dot this over the places where I want just a little bit more coverage, and I'm just going to press it in with my brush. It's really buildable, which is great. So I'm going to go in with concealer now, and I'm going to cover up my dark circles. This foundation has done a good job so far, but I want to cover up a little bit more underneath my eyes. I'm going to use my MAC Pro Longwear as usual. I'm going to put it on my lid too and use it kind of as a primer for my eyeshadow later. I'm going to use my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I haven't used this sponge in forever, and the reason why I'm using it right now is actually because I like this dry and I was too lazy to go downstairs to dampen my beauty blender. But yeah, I like using this dry and not so much using it wet because it gets so flimsy. It's because I'm used to the beauty blender though, and this is a really good sponge, but you know, once you have tried the beauty blender, you kind of stick to the beauty blender. I'm going to go straight on to baking underneath my eyes. I want to bake today, so I'm going to use my Ben Nye Luxury Powder in the shade Cameo to bake, and I'm using the same sponge just to apply the powder. First I'm just blending out any creasing because we don't want to set the creases. We want the creases to be gone, you know? And then I'm just dipping into the powder, quite a lot on there, and then I'm just baking away. I'm also going to just dab some powder onto my eyelids because if not it will crease. But I'm not going to bake my eyelids, I'm just dabbing in the powder. I'm going to set the rest of my face just really lightly because this foundation is a little bit tacky to the touch. So I'm going to set the rest of my face with the MAC Studio Fix powder. And yes, this is a powder foundation, but if you apply it really lightly, it just sets your makeup beautifully and it kind of blurs the skin. So I'm going to use my Eco Tools brush. I mentioned both of these in my last video. I'm not packing my brush on with this, I'm literally just like dab and then dab. I'm just setting my whole face so it's easier for the other powder products to blend. And then I'm just going to swipe the powder, the excess powder away. Okay, I'm going to contour a little bit, so I'm going to use Hoola by Benefit to do that. This is actually a really good contour shade because it's not too warm and it's not too cold. It's like a neutral, and I just really like the texture of this powder. It just blends really nicely. Look at this mess that's going on up in here. Excuse me. My hair does not want to cooperate today, so whatever. I like when braids like these look a little bit messy, but not like that. That's just annoying. Then I'm applying some bronzer. I'm going to use Give Me Sun by MAC, and I'm using that with this Luxe Sheer Cheek 127 brush. Just going to warm up my face. So I'm just applying it on my cheeks and temples and forehead. Then I'm going to highlight. I'm using BECCA Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. And I'm using my same brush. And I'm keeping it quite concentrated on the highest point of the cheekbones. And then I'm going to switch over to the fan brush by Real Techniques as well. And then I'm going to kind of go all over the place. Kind of just blending that out and applying just a teeny bit more. Applying some above the arch of my brows and down the center of my nose, and then the tip of my nose with my finger and my cupid's bow. Then I'm going to apply some blush, and I'm going to use my Cabanaboy blush by TheBalm. And this is quite a dark blush, but it's like a mauve, kind of like a berry mauve, and it doesn't come off as dark as this on the cheeks. So I'm applying that with the Duo Fiber Face Brush by Real Techniques. I'm kind of applying it on the back here because I like using blush kind of on the back here between my highlight and the contour, kind of. And then I'm going to bake my contour just to make it a little bit sharper. So I'm going to use the same powder that I used underneath my eyes, the Beverly Luxury Powder in Cameo. And I'm using the flat side of the sponge now, and I'm just going to dab right underneath like that. Now I have a powder beard. And while that is cooking and baking and all that, I'm going to do my brows, and I'm using the Dipbrow Pomade in Taupe by Anastasia, like I always do. Surprise, surprise. And often I forget to mention what brush I use, but this is my holy grail ride or die eyebrow brush. This is the Anastasia Mini Duo number 7 brush. I always forget what it's called because it doesn't say on here anymore, because it's rubbed off, because I just love this brush so much. So obviously I have used it a ton. And this is the exact same thing as the number 12 brush. It's just a short version of it. This part is the most boring thing to watch, so I'm going to do this off camera and I'm going to be right back. Like that, now that I've pulled them in, I want to set them with my clear brow gel by Anastasia Beverly Hills as well. Then I'm going to dust off the excess powder underneath my contour. And then I'm going to spray my face real quick with Fix Plus by MAC just to settle down all the powder products that I've used. Woo! And then I'm just going to fan myself with my ugly ass mirror. Today I thought I would use some eyeshadows that I haven't used in forever, which is my INGLOT eyeshadows. A couple of months ago I put all of my INGLOT shadows into a Z palette, and yeah, this is what that looks like. INGLOT has some amazing eyeshadows, and I just forget about them because usually I just go for what I normally use, and I just have this laying around and I forget about it. So I'm going to use them today because they're so pigmented and just beautiful. And I thought I would do something a little bit different today, which is use some cool tones because I never use cool tones, or I do, but not that often. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. I don't really know what I want to do, but we'll think of something. I'm going to begin with the darkest of the gray shades around, and I'm going to use this, which is the number 373. All of the INGLOT shadows has numbers and not names, which I find stupid, but you know, it's just what it is. Yeah, I'm going to take that on a really small brush like this. This is the smudge brush by Eco Tools, and then I'm going to kind of smudge that close to my lash line on the outer corner, and then I'm dragging it into my crease as well as a V shape. And then I'm going to take this brush, which is the Luxe Defined Crease Brush by Zoeva, and it's a really flimsy and really precise blending brush. And then I'm going to just blend that out and smoke it out just a little bit so it's not so harsh. I'm going to take another shadow, which is the number 358. This is a light gray. I'm going to take that on the same defined crease brush, and I'm going to blend that into the crease and dragging it a little bit more into the crease. And as you can see, I'm just building that color up to the intensity that I want. I'm kind of blending it really well into my crease so I have that definition. And also onto the lid on the outer corner right here. I'm going to take this Sigma E40 brush and just blend kind of all over. Then I'm going to take a MakeupGeek shadow. This is in the shade Starry Eyed. It's a foil shadow, and this is such a beautiful shadow. I'm going to take that on a small brush like this. This is called the Petite Eye Shading Brush from Eco Tools, and then pack it on onto the lid where I haven't placed any shadow yet. I'm actually going to spray my brush with some Fix Plus just to intensify the metallic finish of the shadow. The reason why I'm using such a small brush is just to be precise with the placing, because I don't want to have it all over the lid. Then I'm going to take that Luxe Defined Crease Brush again, and I'm going to run the brush kind of over where the Starry Eyed and the INGLOT Gray shadow meet. So I merge them together so it's not a harsh line like that. And then I'm also going to blend the edge of Starry Eyed in my crease so it's not such a harsh line there either. I'm going in with the 378 once again, the dark gray. And I'm going to deepen out the outer V because when you blend a lot of the intensity of the shadow can be gone. So I just want to build up and intensify it just a little bit more. So first just placing it with a smudge brush and then blending it out with this brush again. I think that's actually good for eyeshadow because I don't want to go like real heavy, but I want to do an eyeliner, and for eyeliner I'm going to use INGLOT's gel liner in the shade 77, which is black, and I'm applying it with this 315 fine liner brush by Zoeva. I'm first just going to line my eyes just by the roots of the lashes. And then I'm going to do a wing. Like that. And then I'm going to attempt to do this on this eye. Yeah, this is as good as it's going to get liner wise. I want to deepen the crease just right here, just a little bit more. So I'm going to take Corrupt by MakeupGeek, which is a black, and I'm going to use just a teeny tiny amount of it. This is really pigmented, so we do not want to use too much. So I'm going to take that small smudge brush once again, tap lightly into it, and then I'm going to tap off the excess and just lightly define this crease. And then I'm taking this defined crease brush once again, and I'm just lightly blending that out. Like that. Now it has just a little bit more definition. I kind of want to put just a tiniest warmth just up in the upper crease right here. So I'm going to go into my Stila Eyes Are the Window Mind palette, and I'm just going to take this shade right here. This is not warm by any means, but it's definitely not gray. And I just want the tiniest bit of warmth. Not that it's visible to anyone, just I think it will tie the look together a little bit. So this is called Intellect. I'm going to take that on the Sigma E40 brush. And like I said, I'm going to blend that just into my upper crease area right here. Can you see the difference? I feel like it just tied the look a little bit more together. Here I have just a tiny bit of warmth, and here I haven't. I feel like that made it better. I'm going to take that same shade from the Stila palette on a pencil brush, just a deluxe pencil by Zoeva, and I'm going to just buff that onto the lower lash line. And that's all the definition I want on the lower lash line. I kind of want it to be most on the top. Then I'm going to take this matte white color by INGLOT. This is the shade 373. And I'm going to take my pinky finger and then I'm going to highlight my inner corners with this. Okay, then I'm going to do a mascara. First I'm going to curl my lashes. Then I'm applying some mascara. I'm using the Lash Sensational Mascara by Beverly. Like that, and then I'm going to apply some false lashes. And I'm going to use Ardell's Demi Wispies. They look like that, and I have something in my pinky finger. And for glue, I'm going to use the House of Lashes eyelash adhesive, and this is the black one. I haven't really tried this. And these lashes, as you can see, they're kind of natural, not too dramatic, but they pack a punch. Lastly, I'm just going to apply a little bit of mascara just on the outer corners of my lower lash line. Then for lips, I'm first going to line my lips with the NYX lip liner in the shade Peekaboo Neutral. Then I'm going to top that off with the Too Faced Melted Liquefied Longwear Lipstick in the shade Melted Nude.